Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Maths with Mrs. Kaur. Today I am going to teach you how to label the sides of a right angled triangle. How to label the sides of a right angled triangle using the words hypotenuse, using the words hypotenuse, and we will be using letter H to represent hypotenuse, opposite O, and adjacent A. Okay, so how to label the three sides of a right angled triangle using the letters H, O, and A. All right, so let's quickly draw a right angled triangle to understand this topic. We all know right angled triangle is the triangle with a 90-degree angle in it. Okay, so we will be labeling the sides of this triangle using the letter H, capital O, and capital A. Now, before we learn that, we need to learn a new word which is called theta. Theta. Okay, it is spelled as theta, but it is actually called theta. Now I need to rub that from there because I'm going to need a little bit more space near the triangle and to label it. So I will rewrite that down, theta. Now, how do we write theta in a right angle triangle? Obviously, in a right angle triangle, we are not going to write on the word. We will be using the symbol, right? So this is the symbol for theta. What you can do, you can just draw an O and then a squiggly line in it, and that becomes your theta. Okay. All right. Uh, so theta is very, very important in a right angle triangle when it comes to label the sides. Now, what actually is theta? Theta can be any angle other than 90-degree angle in a right angled triangle. Okay, it can be any angle other than 90-degree angle in a right angle triangle. So it can be 30 degrees, it can be 60 degrees, it can be 55.5 degrees, it can be 45 degrees, it can take any value. Okay, all right, so let's take few notes first on how to label the sides. So the first note I am going to give you is which side is side H in the triangle. Okay, so side H in the triangle. So H is always opposite the 90 degrees in a triangle. H is always opposite the 90-degree in a right angle triangle. So if we keep that in mind, that means our H in this right angle triangle is this side here. Okay, H is also the longest side in a right triangle. Okay, so H is also the longest side, but that's not what we are learning today. We are just learning how to label the sides. Now, after we've labeled H, we are going to label the opposite side using the letter O. Never ever label the adjacent after you label H. So the first one which you always should label is H, and then you should label O, because O is always opposite the angle theta. Okay, so the angle which is other than 90-degree angle in a right angle triangle, that's called theta, and O is always opposite theta. O is always opposite theta, so that means our O in this triangle is on this side here. Okay, all right, so now the lucky last one is called adjacent. To make it easy for my students to understand, I always say the leftover side. Okay, so my bad. I need to get my black pen out first to to get the eraser. Just give me a second. My black pen. Okay, so the leftover side is your A. Okay, so that means this side here in that triangle is my adjacent. All right. Okay. All right. So let's do quick practice questions on that. So we will try to do at least 3 practice questions where I will be moving theta at different places so that you understand the concept properly. Okay. So let's quickly draw those 3 triangles first. My first triangle is going to look like this, and my theta, let's just move our theta to the top. Okay, all right. And then my second triangle, I'm gonna draw it upside down, something like that. Oh, my bad. So okay, and I am going to keep my theta here this time. Okay, all right. So let's try to draw one more. I'll just draw one more, and I will draw it like that. But this time, rather than my theta here, I'm going to put my theta up on the top again. Okay, and then I'm going to try to label the sides of those 3 triangles using the letters O, A, and H. Okay, so the easiest one to label first is your H, which is opposite the 90 degrees. So in all the 3 triangles, you can label your H without even thinking about anything else. So you can quickly put H here, and your H here, which is your hypotenuse, isn't it? Because those 3 sides are opposite the 90 degrees. They're opposite the 90-degree angles. Okay, so the H's are done. Now after the H, label your O's, which are your opposites. So O, as per sorry, I need to use the blue color to label O. So O, as per our second dot point here, is always opposite the angle theta. So your O in this triangle is here, because my theta moved up there, so O is going to be here, and then here my O is going to be that one there. Right now, as I always say, the easiest language to use for the side, for the adjacent side, is the leftover side is my A. So that means in all the 3 triangles, the A is that one here, adjacent is that, and this one here is your adjacent. Beauty, isn't it? Okay, so once you know how the sides move, how O and A move, H is never going to move. H is going to stay on the same side because it is always the longest side. It is the diagonal side in a right angle triangle, or you can say it is the side which is opposite the 90-degree angle in a right angle triangle, right? So the only thing which can confuse you sometimes is where should you put the O and where should you put the A. So simple thing to remember is O is always going to be in front of or opposite the theta, and whichever side is left over is going to be the adjacent side, that is your A. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new, because I absolutely enjoyed teaching you this topic. Okay, so if you like my channel, if you like the videos, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share it with your family and your friends. And also, if you are struggling with any particular topic, feel free to leave your topic in the comment box for me, and I'll try my best to upload it as soon as possible. Thank you so much. I will see you soon in the next video.